If you're a dog owner here in Nashville, you already know this city has such a unique vibe. You want to bring your dog with you everywhere, right? From hanging out on a patio to walking along the greenway. To do that, though, you need a dog who's comfortable and well-behaved. So this guide is all about helping you find the perfect local trainer to make that happen. So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why training is so helpful for living in Nashville specifically. Then we'll figure out what you and your dog actually need. After that, how to pick a trainer, what you should ask them, and finally, some of the best spots around town to practice your new skills. All right, let's jump right in. Good training isn't just about teaching sit and stay. It's really about giving your dog the confidence to enjoy everything our amazing city has to offer, right alongside you. I mean, just imagine it. You're relaxing on a sunny patio, enjoying some coffee or a bite to eat, and your dog is just chilling out calmly beside you. That's not a dream. That's totally achievable, and it's one of the best parts of living here. Good training is what makes moments like that possible. You know, Nashville has its own energy. A well-trained dog can handle those busy sidewalks in Germantown without pulling, stay cool and collected even with the sounds from Lower Broadway in the distance, and walk right past a distracting outdoor cafe. It's all about making sure both of you can enjoy our awesome parks and neighborhoods without any stress. Okay, so before you even start Googling trainers, the very first step is to figure out what your goals are. Because let's be honest, every dog and every owner is starting from a completely different place. So just take a second to think about this. What's the number one thing? Are you starting from square one with a brand new puppy? Or maybe you've got an adult dog who just goes wild on the leash or gets a little nervous when you leave the house. Nailing down that main goal is the best way to get started. Most training needs tend to fall into a few main buckets. You've got puppy training, which is all about building that solid foundation. Then there's basic obedience, which covers all those essential life skills. Behavior modification is for tackling tougher issues like fear or reactivity. And hey, some of you might even be looking at specialized skills for things like therapy work. Once you know what you're working on, you can start thinking about how. And as you can see, there are tons of options out there, from private lessons right in your home to group classes. There's definitely something that'll fit your schedule and your dog's personality. So you've got your goals, you've thought about the format. Now for the really important part, how do you actually find and choose a fantastic trainer here in town? Okay, one of the most important concepts you'll come across is positive reinforcement. This is the modern, science-backed way to train. It's all about rewarding your dog for making good choices, which builds a really strong, trusting bond between you. It's a humane, safe method that just flat out works for long-term results. Now, two of the most popular options you'll see are in-home training and group classes. In-home is awesome for fixing things that happen at home, like jumping on guests or barking at the mail carrier. Group classes, on the other hand, are great for practicing focus with the distraction of other dogs and people around, and they're usually a bit easier on the wallet. You might see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name, and it can look a little confusing, but these are actually really helpful. They're certifications that show a trainer is serious about their education and uses ethical methods. A CPD-TKA is great for general manners and puppy stuff. But for more serious issues like aggression, you'd want a specialist with a credential like CBCCKA. All right, we're on to the final steps in your search. This is all about understanding the cost and knowing exactly what to ask a trainer before you sign up. So let's talk about the investment. This chart gives you a pretty good idea of the typical costs for dog training around Nashville. You can see that a series of group classes might be a few $100s, while a more immersive option like a board and train program is a much bigger investment. This should give you a realistic idea of what to budget. Knowing what to ask is everything. When you talk to a potential trainer, you absolutely want to confirm they use positive methods. Ask about their background and understand how they'll tailor the plan specifically for your dog. And of course, get a clear picture on how they track progress and what all the costs are before you commit. Okay, so you've hired your trainer and you're starting to learn. Now comes the fun part, taking those new skills out into the real world, right here in Nashville. First up, a super simple but really important rule every Nashville dog owner needs to know. Unless you are inside the fence of a designated off-leash dog park, your dog has to be on a leash that's 6 feet long or shorter. It's a city rule for everyone's safety. And luckily, we have some incredible places to practice. For working on that come when called command, the fenced-in dog parks at Shelby, Centennial, and Warner are perfect. And for mastering that polite leash walking with real distractions like joggers and bikes, you can't beat the trails at the Warner Parks or the Shelby Bottoms Greenway. At the end of the day, training is about so much more than just obedience. It's about building an incredible bond with your dog. A confident, well-behaved pup is your key to unlocking and enjoying everything Nashville has to offer, together. We wish you the best of luck on your training journey.